Without any further wait there, I'd like to introduce Joe Kraft, our VICE Instructor.
Good morning. When I was asked to say a few words about my students, one thought came to mind, and that was experience. And that's not how much experience they had in a particular area, but their whole lives' experiences. Your typical 18-year-old, fresh out of high school with much of life yet to be lived, may not have learned some of life's hard lessons. I'm talking about behavior that isn't taught in school, such as the importance of being thorough and the value of teamwork and punctuality. These veterans arrive at our doorsteps already possessing these qualities and much more, which inures to their benefit as time isn't taken to overcome deficiencies in these areas. And that allows more time for them to learn their craft, which is what they came here to do. These military veterans are learning how to be electricians, and that's not an easy thing to do, yet they are pursuing their studies with great vigor. In the lab, I was giving a demonstration on how to hook up an electric switch and light, and I overheard a couple of the veterans talking about how if they were to incorporate that circuit into a more complex one, they could involve receptacles and other types of things. I thought, wow, you don't normally get this kind of progressive thinking in the labs with people who are just starting out in the trade. And in another lab, I gave the assignment to bend an offset in metallic conduit. And before I was through giving the demonstration on the technique, a couple of the apprentices were talking about how to put a couple of those offsets together to form a saddle. And I find that this kind of can-do attitude is quite refreshing, and I'm sure that it'll take them a long way in our trade. The VICE program is an accelerated one where the first year of a 5-year program of apprenticeship training is delivered in 12 weeks. Now let's think about that for a second. 1 year of training in 12 weeks. And these people have proven time and again that they're up to that. And we're talking about the completion of 91 lessons comprising anywhere from 15 to 50 questions on just about every subject, from atomic theory to labor history to working with aluminum conductors. And at this rate, one might well imagine that this might produce and present some problems for those who are predisposed to learning kinesthetically. Some people just have to get their hands on the work before they can really understand it. And that's all right, because some of our best electricians found school to be more of a challenge than others did. And while some people excel in the classroom, others excel in the field. And some excel in both the classroom and the field, and I have a few of those in my class too. I'm very proud of them. Well, let's talk about what we're getting done. So far, these electrical apprentices have received several hours of hands-on training in the use of powder-actuated fastening tools, the ramset tools that make use of small black powder charges to drive fasteners into concrete, brick, wood, and metal. They've received 8 hours of hands-on training in first aid and CPR. They've received 8 hours in the use of forklifts. More than 30 hours have been spent in another classroom learning OSHA safety standards as taught by my friend Fred Berg. Thank you very much, Fred. And they've spent more than 20 hours in the electronics lab learning how to use digital multimeters, voltometers, electrical testers, and the like for the analysis of simple, complex DC electrical circuits. For their success in these areas, they've received a ramset training card. They've received a first aid CPR card. They've received an NJATC forklift certification card, and they will receive their OSHA 30 cards when we receive those cards from that agency. And this is the OSHA 30 training exceeds what the electrical industry is requiring even a foreman at this point in time. This is in addition to their regular studies. Now, in their regular studies, and I have them for about 90% of their time, and some of the other instructors have taught the forklift training and so forth for the remainder of that time. But in their regular studies, these apprentices have learned Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's laws, Thevenin's theorem, Norton's theorem, superposition theorem, and Faraday's rules, and have learned how to apply these rules, laws, and theorems in the analysis of complex DC electronic circuits. They've also learned how to fabricate electrical raceways using metallic conduit boxes and conduit supports in which to install wires and cables of varying description. They've learned to construct, test, use, and troubleshoot practical electric circuits, such as switch and light circuits, receptacles, three-way and four-way switching, and the like. But it's important to note that each and everything that they built actually worked. And that's pretty impressive. Maybe not always the first time. But by God, they know how to get it right. I doubt that I could have taught them as much or that they could have learned as much had they not the experience of having been around the world and having fought the good fight. The contractors who have made offers to hire these veterans are getting well-rounded human beings, electrical workers with strong foundations in training and possessed of the conviction that they can make a difference. And in my opinion, they already have. As we bring to close one VICE training session, let us welcome the next in what we hope will become a tradition of training America's best and then putting them to work. To this end, let us tarry not, for there is much work to do. I will leave you now with a quote from retired United States Army General Norman Schwarzkopf, who said, "You cannot help someone up a hill without getting closer to the top yourself." Thank you.